Hello everyone, my name is Maria and welcome to the channel. Today we continue playing Not for Broadcast. It is day 912, the uprising. A year and a half since Liberation Night.
Can you hear me? Alex? Are you receiving? Calling?
Yeah?
This is Alan James. The revolution starts tonight, Alex, and we need your help. Throughout this broadcast, we're going to ask you to do things that will directly help with this mass protest. I'll be talking to you regularly tonight, and I'll also be hacking you when I can. Please help get our message out. We're on the verge, Alex. You've always been fair and balanced in your approach to us. With your help, we can tip the balance in our favour. If you play our tape at the second break, that's when we think it will have the most impact. It's on your right.
Episode of Just the Job.
Alright. I might play it.
So what? How should I know?
What, you haven't heard from me?
He's a wanted criminal, Colin.
So's my nan, but she never missed her birthday.
Your grandmother's on the run, Colin.
Yeah. Armed robbery, resisting arrest, double homicide of the same bloke.
No, wait.
She's right life.
I hope he's alright though. No, he's got this far. Your brother was fine.
Going in 10 seconds, everybody.
Sure.
What are they doing? Annoying him, probably.
Not probably, definitely. Going in 5, 4, 3.
Good evening. This is the National Nightly News broadcasting across the territories. My name is Megan Wolfe. Our top stories tonight. Future legend. It's been 40 days since Discrupt conducted multiple attacks across the territories. During the coordinated action, subsequently dubbed the Night of Fire, emergency services were kept busy at the agricultural centres, while a series of covert attacks were carried out freeing political prisoners, including former newsman Jeremy Donaldson. Nothing has been heard from the missing journalist since the violent
He's
attack on
free.
his
That's
convoy
amazing.
6 weeks ago. Donaldson was on his way back to Betterment after his notorious court appearance. All of us here at Channel 1 hope that wherever he is now, he's safe. Food, glorious food. With the last of the menu centres opening in territories 5, 8 and 14 today, Advance confirmed that the programme is now in full operation, providing free food for every citizen of the new future. What started as rationing during the 20-week war has blossomed into a social contract that is the envy of the unawakened world.
But how?
Jack Tractorpants, spokesman for the menu centres, said today that while they can guarantee the contents of every box is nutritious, the actual quality of the meals you cook depends on whether you have a touch of Chef Jordan Rankley or the culinary skills of a professional footballer. If I were a rich man, problems in territories 11, 17 and 22 today as striking bosses attempted to undermine their new economies. With seemingly no awareness of irony, the former CEOs and MDs have come together to form the Wealth Creators Union, with demands including a return to 150% bonuses, private jets, and mandatory grovelling zones. Advance have been quick to respond, saying if they would rather quit their cushy jobs to become nurses or teachers, they'll earn significantly more than they used to pay their own workforce. Thus far, no one has taken up the challenge. Some fun now. Signs of ever more resistance to Advance's radical policies today as popular resistance movement Disrupt extended their reach further across the territories. The organisation's emblem appeared in every major city across the territories last night in a well-coordinated publicity stunt, which has seen them dominate the headlines. Asked about the impressive display earlier today, Disrupt spokesperson Alan James said that the movement was reaching what he described as a critical mass. A poor choice of words given recent history. And endings of sorts tonight for 3 stories we've been reporting on. First tonight, Stroke My Head and Call Me Bishop. Although responsibility proved a commercial failure, mainly due to men's inability to regularly take it, an unforeseen side effect of the drug has seen it relaunched today as Baldylocks. Promising an end to male pattern baldness, the launch has follically challenged men celebrating throughout the territories. Frank Slapbegone, pictured here just 1 hour
These
after taking the
news
rebranded
feel so
medication,
strange.
enthused that his wife, and I quote, will sleep better now that the reading light isn't bouncing off my head and keeping her awake. Fun guy. Unexpected news today as 2 familiar scientists announced the birth of an extraordinary child.
Interesting with that we don't have a
Dr.
choice.
David Wong and Ingrid Svorsborg and Horgensvoort captured the hearts of people around the world And after an arduous return voyage, which took over a year, the couple say they've never been happier. Baby Dante is said to be healthy, if a bit partial to the airing cupboard. Man United, they're happily ever after for Johnny Hamsleeves and partner and former teammate Eric Justin, who finally tied the knot this week. Speaking as the pair headed off for their honeymoon in Territory 15, Johnny acknowledged that there would be many in the football world who wouldn't accept his choice of partner. "I think it's time people grew up," he said. "Some people are ginger. Get over it." All that, plus we'll be taking a trip to Dangley Parts for the Noticeboard, as well as getting a sneak peek at the hottest ticket in town. That's all coming up on tonight's National Nightly News.
Alright, so the Noticeboard is still going on.
Today is the day we take back control. Soon it will be time for you to help us again. Come out of your houses, block the traffic, bring the capital to a standstill. I've met so many of you in my travels up and down Territory 1. You always ask the same question. How can I help? Well, this is how. And as for when, you'll know.
Okay,
Keep watching.
got it.
But first, 500 and a great man. The start of tonight's programme is dedicated to remembering and celebrating the life of Peter Clement.
Memorial.
Patrick Bannon is live from Parliament Park, where Julia Salisbury will be breaking ground on what will soon be a memorial garden in Peter's honour. Patrick.
Listening to that old bitch lying through her teeth about missing that poor bastard.
Patrick.
I don't know what I'm going to do.
We're live.
Because I'm not being funny. Things were better with Peter, weren't they?
Patrick.
They were, and I don't mind saying it. They were, because he held her back. But now there's no stopping her.
Hello, Patrick, we're
Of
live.
course, can't say that, can I, Francis? No, not with public ownership. No, with public ownership, you can't say anything these days.
There.
Now, she's lost it, mate. She's completely off the rocker. I heard from an aide that...
Oh,
Hey, from the
sorry.
what? Oh.
Ooh.
Signal there.
They're taking him away 100%.
To that groundbreaking ceremony just as soon as we can get Patrick back. Meanwhile, let me just say, I think the memorial gardens are going to be gorgeous. I've had a sneak
He's
peek at
done.
the designs, and Alana Marsh has done a fabulous job. Oh, okay, all right, it seems like we have got the signal back. We can now go live to Patrick Bannon in Parliament Park. Patrick.
Thank you, Megan. I'm Patrick Bannon, and we are indeed live here. Apologies for the technical difficulties there, but any moment now, Julia Salisbury will step out on stage behind me.
Alex, Bozeman here. The boys in editing have just informed me that the eulogy footage isn't fully cut together yet. You're going to have to do it on the fly.
Got it.
For goodness sake, make sure you make it look good.
Slowly gathering since this afternoon.
This is
And the
Alan.
atmosphere
You
here
can
has
undermine
been
them
great
here and help us
and
win hearts and
cheerful,
minds.
despite
Make
the
him look bad, Alex. Really bad.
And
I
it seems
want to
like the
try
ceremony is
to,
getting
you know,
underway.
keep it in the
Here is
middle.
Prime Minister Julia Salisbury, the picture of elegance, to begin her address.
Good evening, fellow teammates and friends.
She killed him, right?
500 days ago, all of our lives changed irrevocably. Still reeling from the triumphs and tribulations of Liberation Night, another great loss befell the people of these newly united territories. The loss of a leader, a statesman, a dear friend, and a hero. Peter Gordon Clement.
Peter's death at the age of just 62, of course, announced by the team on the 24th of December, just 6 weeks after Liberation Night.
Born to a working-class family on a housing estate in Rotherham, Peter first trained as a carpenter before getting his start on television, first moving and building scenery, and then developing into the personality that we all knew and loved so much.
Just the Job first hit our screens over 25 years ago, running for 11 series, winning multiple awards, and charming audiences up and down the country.
Peter taught us, all of us, not to be content with the way things are, not to accept inequities, no matter how small. But he also taught us what it took to fight them. Courage, integrity, empathy, and hard, bloody graft.
Across a career spanning 3 decades, Peter Clement was known for shows including Wake Up, It's Saturday, and much later, late-night chat show PT, which at its peak drew millions of viewers.
Peter was by no means a saint. Trust me, he once told me he had more regrets than he'd had stolen dinners. He always did have a knack for a turn of phrase. But it speaks to the strength of his character that he chose to share with us his mistakes alongside his achievements.
I think he was against the war, maybe that's why they killed him.
Peter had the heart to give it all he had for the people of these united territories.
Famous for his potty mouth, it's estimated conservatively that Peter Clement uttered over 1.5 million swear words during his career, though some sources put this figure well in excess of 2 million F-bombs alone.
Gripped by illness as he was in the weeks and months leading up to Liberation Night, he wasn't the man we loved. But his eyes still twinkled with that familiar joy for life, that spark of wit and wisdom of a life lived for others.
Prime Minister Clement, of course, died from apparent liver failure after suffering from the long-term effects of alcohol abuse.
Yeah, sure.
I first met Peter nearly 20 years ago, moments before I was supposed to give a speech. Not unlike this one, actually. Only I'd spilt coffee all down myself, and I was young, nervous, desperate to be liked, and from behind me I heard, "Christ, pet, you've either pissed your kecks or sprung a leak, but either way you got a problem." And before I could even say a word, he'd stripped off his dry trousers and insisted I took them. That was the sort of man that Peter Clement was. Kind, compassionate, sensitive, a brilliant thinker, a natural leader, but mostly a good man. This glorious, so beautiful and new, this shining beacon of
Thank you, Alex.
equality and
There'll be another opportunity to steer public perception soon.
Alright, he's saying thank you.
Starting.
So it means that we chose more negative ones.
the future.
Now we should try to keep the balance, probably.
To me, he'll always be the man in his pants cheering on a stranger at the back of the conference. It is my great honour to give to you the Peter Clement Memorial Garden. Should we see if we can get a countdown going? Everyone with me? 10, 9, 8, 7.
Now, Alex, control the message.
I'm not leaving, I can't!
Oi!
You two, come with me! Don't panic!
Alright, we see.
You're gonna be okay. You're gonna be okay.
She's so smart.
Okay.
Not resisting! You saw! Not resisting!
Turn the camera off.
Do you understand? Do you understand?
Yes,
Yes,
Mom!
Keep your eyes
She's so brilliant.
Look at me, look at me, stay with me, help me.
I can't hear anything!
Yes. Medics are coming, you sit down.
No, I can't!
No, stay with me, I need help.
Consider this payback. Salisbury's still here.
We're going to request authorization. Centipedes are requested.
You are guilty of the murder of more than 10 million people.
She is.
Justice demands a response.
Haven't you done enough? Look around you. This is what your precious freedom looks like, is it? Fire!
People of territory one! Rise up! Take to the streets! The time has come! Great kingdom, call them out! They can't
Control the message. It's so difficult.
Lower your weapons! Location secure. I said, lower your weapons! Authorization was granted. None. It was unnecessary. Can't you see?
Will you turn that off, please, sir? I said, please turn that off. Shocking scenes from the capital there, exclusively on the National Nightly News, and our apologies to any of our viewers who might have found this evening's events upsetting.
Why are you not in the streets with us tonight? What will it take for you to get up and be a part of this? March on Team Head.
We'll update you on the latest from this Disrupt attack later in the programme, but when we come back, it's time for happier pursuits, and you know what that means by now. Don't go away. We'll be back after this.
All right, let's see.
That didn't go so well, Alex.
Safe for the crew,
But we can turn it around in the next segment.
Okay, that's good.
From the unit base.
Oh my God. This is becoming a weekly event.
Right now.
Oh,
It's different.
I'm an economist and commentator.
that's unexpected.
You've probably seen me on the news talking about Advance and how progressive their policies are. Well, I was wrong. And I'm here tonight to say I'm sorry and to beg for your forgiveness.
She was looking at someone.
My parents are not rich. My mother was a nurse and my father worked in a factory. I was the first member of my family to go to university.
Is she held hostage or is she doing it willingly?
I always envied my friends who had so much more.
I don't know.
Over the years, my jealousy grew. So when Advance came to power, I didn't think about the damage they would do.
Probably sincere.
I acted selfishly. I was glad to see the rich punished. I didn't see how backwards Advance were. I didn't understand that rather than tearing down the wealth creators, we should have been helping everyone else to take a seat at their table.
She's so well spoken.
Under Advance, the country is poorer. It is poorer in ambition. It is poorer in aspiration. We are infantilized by Advance's naive policies. Policies born from absurd,
Alex,
redistributive fantasies.
during this next section, a cameraman working in the newsroom who's one of us is going to get a coded location out. We don't know yet which camera he's on, but if we find out, I'll let you know. Just keep your eyes out for the fist and try and keep it on the air for at least 5 seconds. Our operatives will do the rest.
Got it.
Our only hope,
Megan, this is your new
the only hope,
No. What? No.
now lies
10 seconds.
with Disrupt.
Sorry, Craig. It's a no.
Interesting.
Okay, we are going.
So Disrupt is definitely more powerful than before.
3.
Welcome back to the National Nightly News with me, Megan Wolfe. Very shortly, we'll be heading on over to the final episode of what has quickly become a hugely successful feature, the Noticeboard. But before we do, let's chat with Philippa Radon. Tell me, why do you think the public love the Noticeboard so much?
It's real. There, I said it. It connects with people. You know, people look at us and they say, those are real people struggling with real problems.
That's a really interesting point.
Yeah, I mean, I was saying to my PA's secretary as I got out the limo, I was saying, it's good for people to see normal, authentic people like them on TV.
Out of the limo.
People like you.
Yeah, precisely.
Right.
Unfortunately, then I was interrupted by some dreadful wretch who wanted an autograph, but a swift kicking from security soon put him back in line.
Yes, well, I think it's really good that our screens are filled with such relatable stories. So, the Noticeboard is coming to an end after a sensational time at the top. What do you think has made this show so successful?
Oh, it's a combination of so many things. My hard work, my talent, my look.
Wow, we really have a lot to thank you for.
Hey. You're welcome.
So you can become rich.
We've just heard our man's on camera 4.
I have a real sense of
1,
responsibility
2,
now. You know,
3.
something precious, and that I should use that platform for good.
Yeah, I think that's really important, that we should use this platform to do good in the world. I agree.
That's exactly it. So I've decided to help as many other people as
Excellent work, Alex. That's the location shared. Next, you'll need to give them the go.
How are you doing that? Is that better access to education, or reducing child
No,
poverty?
I'm not gonna do that.
No, by adopting as many as I can.
I think I've done enough.
Oh, okay. How many children have you adopted?
Oh, we're well into the double figures now, Megan. I stopped counting in the late 30s. Goodness, that is a lot of children.
Yeah,
Why?
once we finish putting them into the guest room, I'll have to put a futon in the laundry cupboard.
Oh, you really are some sort of hero.
Hey, I live a privileged life. What can I say?
I mean, any child I can take on is a child rescued from suffering. Poor children. Were their lives really that bad before? Oh, they're Normans, I presume so.
Okay.
Yeah, it's shocking to think, actually, that only 1 in 10,000 children have a celebrity parent.
I'd never thought of it that way before.
And I'm doing everything I can to fix those numbers. What do you think it is about your life that's so desirable, then?
Well, it's mainly shame and panic interspersed with expensive bottled water, so actually, if anyone wants to, I'd happily trade.
Now that I can relate to. Right.
So we can see that advanced is allowing people to be very rich.
Lifestyle.
Just
I think
their
it's really
people.
important to stay grounded and keep everything in perspective. Clearly, not everyone else agrees, but that's enough for me. Let's go now over to Dangly Parts for the final ever episode of the Noticeboard.
What a day! First the tea morning, and now to post this notice. I don't know how I managed to cope with it all. Oh wait, perhaps I do. Oh! By St. Barnabas, what on earth is all this?
Freeze, dirtbag!
Oh, Laura, it's you. I thought for a moment you were a knife-wielding mugger or stabber.
No, I'm afraid not. It's just me, a community cohesion officer, responsible for keeping crime at record lows.
Of course, I keep forgetting that thanks to you and your colleagues, violence on our streets is a thing of the past.
What's all this, Vicar?
I know, it's a disgrace. Somebody
It's time for the go code. Give us 3 boos in a row, Alex. That will start the pincer movement. We might just pull this off. Push forwards!
I don't know.
Alex.
Careful, Vicar. It looks heavy.
Ha! They don't call me the Right Reverend. Ripped for no reason.
I honestly don't know if I want to do that.
Yes!
No, I'm not. I'm not gonna do that.
It's no good.
It looks like all those crucifit classes were a waste of time.
Perhaps you, a young CCO, would be able to move it.
2 for 2. Fantastic.
The last one, I'm not doing the last one. I don't know.
Looks like all those lifting
All right, let's do
classes
it.
were a waste of time.
It's too heavy, even for
I hope it's not a mistake.
capable
You did it, Alex. We're good to go.
strong enough to lift this.
Did someone call for the best firefighter in town?
Okay, let's support now.
Hi!
Well done, Captain Evans. You're so much stronger than us.
Especially me, the weak old man.
It's the least I could do for my community.
No luck catching the little devil then?
Unfortunately not. The ferret struck again last night. When Ray opened the post office this morning, he found that every single stamp had been pre-licked.
My God!
Some people have no decency.
Sadly, if we don't catch him before tomorrow, we may have to cancel the village fete.
Don't worry, we won't let that happen. Will we, Vicar?
No, no, no. Laura, tell me, why do they call him the ferret?
Some say it's because of his sneaky nature. But really it's because whenever he strikes, he always leaves behind the foul stench of urine.
Never fear, officer. We'll catch this pissy nuisance and save the village fete. Or my name's not Captain Danger Evans.
The community cohesion team are doing their best, but they simply don't have the smarts to solve this mystery. But I know someone who does. Someone who's about to blow this thing wide open. Me! Blackout!
I think this is the first broadcast where I have like 90% of content that is completely new to me.
It's the morning of the village fete, thanks to theatrical convention.
I sure hope everything goes to plan. Oh, look! There's Mrs. Craven setting up her cake stall.
And look, there's the motorcycle display team setting up for a show that will be far too expensive for live television.
I'm going to set up the coconut shy. What are you doing, Vicar?
First, I'm running the tombola. Then I'll be selling forgiveness for money.
Aren't you judging the jams?
I couldn't possibly.
Well, that sounded like Mrs. Craven. Looks like someone sucked all the jam out of her donuts.
That damn ferret has struck again.
Whatever are we to do?
Although I'm very competent, I have no idea how to solve this case.
I guess we'll just have to cancel the fete.
Hold it right there, ferret.
Me? Have you been drinking from the fire extinguishers again?
Not you!
Why so fast?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Admit it. You wanted the village fete cancelled so you could have the day off, didn't you?
I already have to work Sundays. I shouldn't have to work 2 days a week.
But how did you know?
Well, my first clue was the smell.
Yes, I do smell of urine.
Next, I noticed that the vicar's tongue was particularly dry, almost as if he'd been licking thousands and thousands of stamps.
Or perhaps eating Mrs. Craven's baking.
Which brings me on to my third clue. The vicar said that he had no more room for jam.
Almost as if he'd had his fill.
Precisely.
But you managed to figure it all out from that?
Well, I also found this at the scene.
That proves nothing. No!
Get him out of here, officer!
You did it, Captain. You could say you ferreted him out.
Hey, come on. Let's go and have a party in my massive garden. I am doing well.
Thanks to you, we're all doing well.
That was it, the final ever episode of the Noticeboard, and what a way to end it. Thank you as always to Jeff, Philippa and Tommy. After the break, we'll be both dancing and learning, so don't change that channel. We'll be right back.
Sure.
That's the ads. Ready?
I want to see what they're about.
This was the break we were hoping you'd play our tape. It would have had the most impact here, but we know you played it earlier, and we appreciate the effort.
Is a responsibility that, for too long, has been much harder for some than others. Unlike Disrupt, the team believes that tasty, nutritious food is a
Last push, Alex.
right.
We're closing in. One of the guests in the last section is working with us. You'll be asked to censor on our behalf. If you do it right, the final orders will be given. We'll get 3 chances. Get at least 2 of them right, and we're going to win this thing. It's happening, Alex. Tonight we take it back.
They are already powerful.
Terrorists burned farms across the territories. They destroyed food meant for you.
This is so difficult. Like here you really need to make a choice.
Hi, I'm Maddie. Jenny just said to ask if you need a touch-up.
Did she? That's my shade, is it?
Yeah.
This is my shade?
Oh, Megan, are you alright?
You can run back to Jenny now.
I mean, it's clearly not her shade.
Sorry about that, Sarah. Nothing you can tell me. At all, like at all. They've said no one's died, that's all I can say.
10 seconds.
What's wrong with you?
It's just because I hear what's going on. I don't want to give Disrupt too much power.
Welcome back to the National Nightly News. Later in this segment, we're hoping to be able to go back to Patrick Bannon at the scene of tonight's shocking Disrupt attack. But first, I'm delighted to be joined by the cast of the smash hit musical everyone is talking about. I'll be speaking with the cast in a moment, but first, let's take a look at them in action. Please give a warm National Nightly welcome to the Novaries.
Hello? Doctor? Yes, I see. Thank you for letting me know. I have a decent life. I'm a happy, loving wife. And my job is well paid and fulfilling. I have a husband, John. He's due home soon, won't be long. And I have to tell him something that is absolutely chilling. We share coffee in the morning, and we make love every day. We take time alone together to talk and laugh and play. We prioritize our needs. We do charitable deeds. But the flowers of our happy life are now beset by weeds.
I'm home.
Oh, darling John.
Oh, dearest John.
There's something very wrong. I've just had a conversation with our doctor, David Wong, so please be seated. This news will make you feel defeated. The scans revealed a lump.
You poor unlucky chump. Is it cancer?
Worse, oh, John. We're having a baby.
Oh, okay.
How can this be?
Oh, woe is me.
Why has this happened to me? I always wear 2 condoms for the maximum of
Safety in our tiny flat. We built a peaceful habitat. Now our lives are fucked. We're having a baby. Now you can't have any wine at book club.
And there won't be any time for foot rubs.
Now your hair will stink of weed.
And you'll start to disagree.
And forget about that holiday in Territory 3.
No more waking up at 10:30. In fact, you're never going to get a good night's sleep again. No more snap decisions to go on to a club.
You'll be lucky if you even make it out to the pub. Why can't we be more like our gay and lesbian chums?
The only glue they have to deal with comes from personal bums.
Now when I take a sick day at home,
The parasite won't leave you alone.
how he's grown!
We're our top priority.
I look after you, and you look after me. Ain't no trouble and strife. We got a childless life. No one wails and no one walls. No one draws things on the walls.
A happy husband.
A wonderful wife. We got a childless life.
We're having a baby.
We're having a baby. Changing nappies daily. We're having a
baby.
No more weekends by the coast. Now your kid is uppermost. It's more than a passing craze to have childless days.
We're having a baby.
Food and drink thrown everywhere. Death trap toys at the top of the stairs. Every parent prays to have childless days.
We're having a baby.
No more spas and no more.
We're having a baby.
18 years on bills and leaves. Time for a whole new phase.
We're having a baby.
One more thing before the show begins. Have you considered that you might be having twins? No.
Alright, I just really want to say something because this is so fascinating. I think I'm right about the food because basically they're trying to make population as small as possible. They've already killed millions probably or thousands of, you know, elder people, including those with various illnesses, and now they're trying to prevent people from having babies. So basically I'm almost sure there is something wrong, and that's why they're stealing the scientists. So let's continue.
Amazing. The Novaries there, treating us to their opening number from Elegy for a Childless Life, which is currently the hottest ticket in the capital theatre district, and we'll be touring the territories later this year. Right then, come on you lot, come on down, let's go, don't be shy. Hello. Hi Megan. Hi. It's an honour to be here. Oh really, are you fans of the show? Yeah, it used to be. Well, listen, let's get stuck in. Your amazing musical. Now, I mean, not only do you perform this show every single night,
with matinees on Wednesday and Saturday.
Right, but you're also the show's creators, am I right?
Well, everyone contributed their ideas, and then some of us went away and did the actual work on the script.
I'm guessing this one is for Disrupt. You see, he's behaving differently.
I've not introduced any of you. I'll be the one being replaced next. Let's go down the line, shall we?
Hi, I'm Jack.
Jim Blunt. Pleasure to be here.
Yeah.
Jennifer Boreham-Woodley.
Hello, I'm John Satley. Used to be in the business professionally.
My name's Jill, with a J.
And I'm Janet. I'm the youngest.
That's incredible. And you were all friends previously. I mean, what a coincidence, right? With your names beginning with a J.
Oh my goodness, guys! Our names all begin with J.
How have we never noticed that?
Because you haven't typed them out 1,000 times, maybe?
You knew? Why didn't you say anything?
I thought we all knew. It's bloody obvious, isn't it? I just thought we were doing a funny thing where we never mentioned it.
And I believe as well as being friends, you're also couples, you know, in real life as well as in the show.
Well, not exactly.
No. I'm not married to him. I'm with Janet.
And I'm with John, you lucky bean.
Jim and I are married.
4 fabulous years.
Well, that must make for some confusion in the rehearsal room.
Well, you should have seen the first draft. Jen decided that Jack would play Jim, I would play Jack, Jen Janet, Jill Jen, Janet Jill.
What about John?
Well, my character was originally just called Man 1.
It was allegorical.
It was very confusing.
Not for a professional.
After much toing and froing.
And gnashing and wailing.
And gin and tonic.
We decided that we'd just use our own names, which is less truthful.
Right. We're also less likely to go into the wrong dressing rooms.
Oh God, yeah, that would be very embarrassing, wouldn't it?
Of course, when I first wrote it, we were only meant to run for a few nights at the Mimbley Village Hall, but when I registered it with the Department for Culture, it caught the eye of someone high up, and before you could say overnight sensation, we were transferring to the capital!
It's all been a bit of a roller coaster, really. Yeah. I'm only 19. I'm the youngest.
You really don't have to repeat that.
I had to give up my job as a mortuary technician.
Well, yes, we all had to move to the capital.
I love that job.
It's been a very turbulent time.
So peaceful, no singing.
This piece isn't political.
Stand by, Alex. Censor the orange.
It's about children.
So now they give us censorship.
And why you shouldn't have them.
In a way, I guess it is political, with a small p. After all, we are a solid unit, and eagle-eyed audience members will see we nod our heads to advance on stage throughout, and we target the messaging at women aged 22, well, about 35, as they're the most likely to be afflicted by this terrible problem. Terrible problem.
Having children.
Well, you understand, Megan.
You clearly agree.
Wow, this isn't about me. Of course, we see that there are advantages to a family unit, but eagle-eyed couples watch as the little parasites advance on their lives, and there's no time to play the guitar, get through a book, or watch a movie. They're exhausted, passed out on the couch by 20 to 9, for God's sake.
You're very chatty tonight, dear.
Usually I'm the chatty one.
Because you're the youngest, we know. It's not a badge of honour, Janet.
Janet, please, Jennifer. Oh, well said, John. Thanks, Janet. Got your back.
So could you just tell us what is the play about? What happens in it? Well, go ahead. It's a tragedy, obviously.
I really want to see what they're talking about.
And John have their child, and then the story charts the downfall of their hopes and dreams.
And there's lots of singing.
And dancing.
A lot.
My character works at a menu centre for a distribution unit. Eagle-eyed, she sees her friend's rapid advance to a pit of despair. Becoming a target for children's TV advertising at the age of 22, she decides to take drastic action. I can't really say more, though. I probably said too much.
They want to censor a lot.
Let's not spoil the second act for anyone who might come to see it.
Which should be all of you. For too long, we've been told that a life without children is somehow incomplete, that children are a blessing. Well, I've done the research and they're not. Besides, there's already loads of bastards running around all over the place. So.
We just want people to have the option of a happy, child-free life without stigma. You know, when I was 14, before I had come out, I had an experience with a girl called Julia Jacobs. She was an experiment, I guess, you know, a chance to dip my toes into the...
Fascinating. Well, thank you all so much for coming in tonight. I really hope you keep them dancing in the aisles for many performances to come. The Novaries there. And I am pleased to say we can now go back to Patrick Bannon to get the latest from the scene of tonight's horrific events. Patrick, are you okay?
Thank you, Megan. This is Patrick Bannon reporting from the scene of tonight's devastating and symbolic attack tonight this evening.
We need to see what they're talking about.
Which I myself have found myself caught up in. I'm still a little dazed and a little deaf, Megan. So I hope you'll forgive me if I seem that it's time to speak with the Prime Minister. Mrs. Salisbury, that's you. You're still here. The Prime Minister.
I couldn't leave, not when there were people that needed help. Any team player would have done the same. I don't deserve praise for being human.
Yes, no accolades here.
She's so smart.
Or lemonade. Right. So, is the situation now, are we safe?
Yes, the security services performed their duties without hesitation. And I would like to assure the public that although there have been some injuries, there were no civilian deaths here this evening.
Oh, that's good news about the Sorry, did you...
That's not true.
Did you say no deaths?
That's right. No civilian deaths. Just the 4 Discrupt terrorists curtailed by law enforcement who were, as always, so cohesive.
Oh.
If I may, I have a message for your viewers.
Of course, the camera, there's, speak there, on the camera there.
Stay at home tonight. Do not become another casualty of war. Disrupt have had their moment, but as the dear departed Peter Clements once famously said, it ends today.
Thank you.
Yeah, we are not doing anything for Disrupt today.
Words of strength. Back to the studio. Megan, now in the studio with Megan Wolf now.
Patrick Bannon.
That went well. I thought that went quite well.
That's horrifying bombing. Maybe you need to get checked out, Patrick.
We really done enough for them.
The end of tonight's National Night.
Okay, I'll just check it out.
Victory is in sight, my friends.
Throughout the programme tonight, we've been receiving reports of Disrupt activities throughout the territories. Through a series of coordinated attacks, these terrorists are attempting to undermine Advance's vital work. However, sources at team headquarters have told us that this flaccid revolution was not only predicted, but allowed to happen. Our government have lured Disrupt out from the shadows, and they are not the overwhelming force they would have.
Oh no.
The military have been actioned, and well, it's pretty scary out there tonight, so stay at home. And
so they did it on purpose. That's why she was so prepared.
That the turbulence will soon be over.
Oh my god, that was so obvious. I'm dumb. Not really, but...
With equality, fairness, and resilience. My name is Megan Wolf. Let's make tomorrow better.
Okay, that was obvious. Why didn't I figure it out?
Tonight is the beginning of the fall of Advance. Fighter jet, 11 o'clock. Target's rig, sir. Permission to detonate. Permission granted, old friend. help made happen.
Don't say that.
She's coming down. Sir, up there.
I didn't help that much. They were clearly prepared. Beats of Your Life DLC unlocked. Wonderful. Wonderful. Oh. Alright, let's see. Manageable debt. That's good. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. We wanted to see a couple of things. First of all, rushes. Let's check it out. The uprising pre-roll, Jeremy's escape.
So?
Jesus, so what?
How's he doing?
How should I know?
What, you haven't heard from him?
He's a wanted criminal, Colin.
So's my nan, but she never misses a birthday.
Your grandmother's on the run, Colin.
Yeah. Armed robbery, resisting arrest, double homicide of the same bloke. She's a right laugh.
I hope he's all right, though.
No, he's got this far, and your brother was fine. Going in 10 seconds, everybody!
Your brother was fine, so her brother also escaped from betterment or something like that.
I wonder what they're doing to him.
Annoying him, probably.
Not probably, definitely. Going in 5!
Okay, we've seen this, and now let's... I think it was during the Novaries, so let's check it out. Alright, I found it. Wait.
Jennifer, myself, and John have their child, and then the story charts the downfall of their
Wait, I
hopes and
think we
dreams.
can't hear it.
And there's lots of singing.
I'm dancing.
I turned off these,
My
but
character works at a
we
menu
don't hear
centre for a
anything.
distribution unit. Eagle-eyed, she sees her friend's rapid advance to a pit of despair.
Yeah, I
Becoming
don't
a
think it's
target for
possible.
children's TV advertising.
That's such a shame, because they were talking for a while. But alright, so we see that there is literally a war between Disrupt and Advance. We see that Advance doesn't want us having children. Again, it makes sense because we know there are problems with food. Oh, closing down, let's see.
Hi, it's Crazy Neil, and I've got a special going out of business, closed the
Aw.
business deal. I was eating out the other day.
It's because we didn't promote them.
I say eating out. I was down an alley in a dumpster, but that doesn't matter. I found forks. They've only been used once. I've licked them clean. You can get knives too. Buy a fork, get a knife. Get a knife, buy a fork. Forks. Knives.
Sorry.
We don't have
In my first playthrough, he was like mega rich.
spoons. It's Crazy Neil with another steal of a deal. We got sticks.
Aw.
We got sticks that do tricks. We got an evil child. This is my young niece.
We've got an evil child.
Felicia, small, nimble, agile. She can get through a dog flap, cat flap, rabbit flap, rat trap, mouse trap. All you gotta do is feed her once a day. She'll eat anything. Scraps, food off your plate, food out the bin, dog food. This is a steal of a deal to have a family member stealing for you. By Crazy Neil. We got sticks.
Neil.
Buy our sticks. Buy our mother.
I feel so bad. I did this to him. What is this?
Remington's Best. I'm Brad,
And I'm Janet, the Vice President of International Sales.
Regional Director of
And we're here to talk to you. Remington's Fist is
like this traditional butcher shop or this family-owned bakery.
Oh.
Remington's Fist
Okay, I'm not promoting them anymore.
is now more
But I think it's too late.
powerful and populated than some small countries. So there's never been a
remuneration, the Treasury, or defense.
or join
join our ever-growing litigation team.
Those injured children are going to cease and desist
Oh no,
themselves.
oh no, oh no. No, please. What is this? Oh, I know what this is. Okay, this might be disturbing, and I don't know why we have this, considering I've never shown their ad. So, to be honest, I didn't think that we will have these.
Introducing the new luxurious La Deleur range, only from Eye of the Beholder. Eye of the Beholder. Deep glossy shine for a top coat that can't be chipped and can't be matched. Yes, we're still going. No more touch-ups or pit stops. Just intense colour that lasts and lasts.
This is horrible.
Only La Deleur gives you high impact.
Okay, I think you got an idea. I honestly don't want to watch any more of these. Joy of Privilege? What was that about?
Be a part of something that puts the exclusive into exclusive with this truly limited collection. The Joy of Privilege is the only weekly collectible that isn't afraid to discriminate.
What?
Simply send in your birth certificate, a lock of hair and a cassette tape of yourself speaking correctly, and you too could join the privileged few.
Well, things are going pretty well for us. Sales are through the roof.
Yeah.
So we thought what better way to celebrate than to go back to where it all started. Unnecessary collections and companion magazines.
Join today and you could receive a private education, an unbearable sense of entitlement, and your own middle initials. And if you call now, you'll also get this overconfidence in your abilities and a bottle of red wine flavoured diazepam. The Joy of Privilege gives you everything you need for an unearned start in life.
Oh my god.
Use it to land a job, avoid prison, and get favourable health outcomes.
Okay, this is kind of funny. And resilient menu centers. We've seen this, so let's continue. Alright. Oh, 913, an important review. I'm kinda scared. You arrive at work a little early despite a stressful journey in. You still aren't quite sure of everything that happened, though if the swarm of CCOs all over the building is anything to go by, this isn't just a Channel 1 matter. This is confirmed when you are informed you need to speak to Boseman immediately and are escorted to his office. You sit nervously outside waiting for your boss. I am nervous and I am scared. A few minutes later, the boss man arrives. Oh my god, his name is literally Boss Man. Okay, disheveled and with a stern-looking CCO in tow. Yes, Winston, good. This is Specialist Abels. She will be observing the interview. Please come inside and take a seat. The ruddy-faced man bustles into his office and leaves the door open for you to follow. The few times you've been here before, it was immaculate, with everything in its proper place. Not so today. It must be serious for Boseman to be so flustered. So Alex, do you know why you're here today? Boseman's eyes are sharp and his gaze is fixed on your face from across the desk. Abel's standing behind you, out of sight but definitely not out of mind. Not really, no, I wasn't involved with anything that happened yesterday. I assume to do with what happened with the Discrupt last night. What happened last night was nothing short of the culmination of heinous and outrageous campaign of terror the Discrupt have been reaping on this nation and its territories. Boseman shoots a glance behind you to your left, where your CCO observer is standing. And it is, of course, our duty to root out this rot whenever we find it and to prevent anything like last night happening ever again. I have been asked by Advance to perform interviews with all staff members involved and will be submitting a personal review of your performance, both during the incident in question and throughout your time here. This can only end, well, sure. He shoots you a quick smile. Don't worry, it'll be fine. Okay, he is believing in us. Arranging some papers, Boseman clears his throat and begins. Obviously, a lot has happened last night, and I have a number of interviews to conduct today, so I'd rather none of them take any longer than necessary. Please be brief, concise, and clear in your answers. You nod. Reviewing the broadcast, we noticed some a little odd about particular camera choice. It was while everyone else was talking, or where did I put it? Yes, here we are. Do you recognize this? With a flourish, Boatman produces a leaflet from the Noticeboard and places it on the desk in front of you. I honestly didn't notice it was there. I assumed it was just part of the set. Why else would it have been there on camera? Well, that makes sense. You aren't responsible for maintaining the set. You can only assume that what's there is meant to be there, after all. You get the feeling that at least some of the above was for the benefit of the CCO in the room. Thank you, Alex, and again, for Abel's benefit, you're so loyal. Not exactly subtle there, that's true. There was one thing we noted during the finale of the Noticeboard. Boatman picks up some notes on the other side of the desk. You seem to play an odd choice of sound effects relatively early on. Now the script was expecting loves, but for all three you chose to play boos. Why did you do that? I'm sorry, I was under the impression that I could pick freely. No, I felt they were the most appropriate choices. Art is subjective after all. Well, of course! Obviously we want all of our shows here at Channel 1 to be as successful as possible, and we allow our staff a significant degree of autonomy. I'm sure no one would try to fault you for simply having a different sense of humor. You can see Boatman is frowning as he writes this, clearly not convinced by his own words. Maybe he likes you more than you thought. How many other people would he be interviewing today? At this point, Boatman took out a pair of glasses and placed them somewhat delicately on the end of his nose. Now, obviously, we expect the odd bit of interference here and there, unavoidable. However, he paused, turning the page. Interference is not the same as terrorist propaganda. Would you care to explain how quite so much of their messaging found its way onto our airwaves? With everything else going on, I just didn't realize until it was too late. The machine's been out of date for years. Even the last update didn't make life any easier. Okay, this is a good answer, because it's true, right? Out of the corner of your eye, you know Specialist Abels is visibly more attentive, awaiting your boss's response. Well, it's certainly true that accidents happen, and with the various stresses of last night's broadcast, I don't think anyone could begrudge you a slight drop of inattention. Boatman smiles warmly. Okay, this is good. You offer a strained smile back. A loud creak breaks the growing silence as Boatman leans back in his chair. The tape of that poor Miss Brightman. Why did you play it? Help me understand why play that tape. As you meet his gaze, you're almost surprised to see an earnest concern in the old man's eyes. Yeah, that was the most dangerous choice. I was worried what the stripe might do if I didn't play it. It seems like the news. No, this one. Alright, slowly cleans his glasses before answering. Well, at the end of the day, you chose to do it, Alex. I don't know if I'd done the same, but I think it's clear enough you thought it was the right thing to do. And that's all we can ask of you. I believe that's all I had for you. Anyhow, thank God it's over. I agree. I think that's all the information we need for now, thank you. Could we have the room, please? Look, Alex, I don't know how involved you were last night, and frankly, I don't want to know. But honestly, it doesn't look good. I've done what I can because I like you, but I can't promise it will be enough. Best just go home for now. There is no work for you until we get a new satellite tower up anyway. As you leave, you see what you could almost swear is sympathy in the old man's eyes. Back to normal? I doubt that. Oh, a lot of days. 1,000 and what? How many years is that? 3? 4? Probably 4. Or 3, I don't know. It's your anniversary. A week away could have been just what the doctor ordered for you and Sam. But after speaking to the travel agents, there is just no way you can afford it. Maybe next year. Really? I have money? Okay, still, just because you can't have holiday doesn't mean you can't make tonight special. You have the day off today, so you could try to make a nice romantic meal for them this evening, especially considering everything they do for you. Yes, of course. Yes. You get to work, turning the house into the perfect romantic setting. Everything's going according to plan. Sam's going to love it. Impatiently, you wait for them to arrive. You even had time to single-handedly clean the entire house, floor to ceiling. It took hours. But Sam will appreciate it, and that's what matters. You hear keys in the lock and put the final touches in place. I'm so scared, I think something will go wrong. As Sam steps into the hallway, you're waiting in the doorway to the kitchen, dressed to the nines. Alex, what's all this? Oh my god, did you clean? And what's that smell? They give you a quick kiss and they step past you into the kitchen, where the banquet is led out, candles lit, with Susie and Charlie standing quietly grinning. Oh my god, Alex. Happy anniversary, Sam. You know, this is kinda even better than a trip. Happy anniversary, comes the chorus from your two cheerleaders as Sam turns to you smiling and with tears in their eyes. Alex, it's perfect. Sam rushes over and kisses you softly, only breaking off when you get a less than subtle cup from Charlie. That's kind of funny. So I got officially accepted into... Don't ruin it! Officially accepted into Community Cohesion Management Program. And how do you feel about being grandparents? Susie! Susie! When? Why? With who? What did you just say? Kidding, I'm kidding, though it might be sooner than you think. Okay, Susie, don't make us scared. Susie laughs as Sam grabs the door frame for support. Come on, you promised me takeaway and the movie at yours. Charlie nudges his sister. Oh, so siblings are behaving well, that's amazing. Sure, of course, we'll see you tomorrow. Have a great evening. And with that, the two of you are left alone. You pull out Sam's chair for them. Why, thank you. Sounds like the kids are keeping busy. They shake their head as you take your own seat opposite them. Tomorrow. For now, you really didn't have to do all this, Alex. I know, I wanted. I love you, Sam. Okay, this is like the sweetest day. I love you too, they breathe, admiring the panoply of food you've prepared for them. Now, where on earth do I begin? They laugh as you pour the first glass of champagne of the evening. You're very lucky to have such a wonderful family. Who could ask for more? That's true. I'm really happy that we have our family here. Ooh, 1 more year? 2 more years? 1. Yeah, I think 1. An unwelcome discovery. What is this? Sam's call had been brief but urgent. Susie was in a hospital and had asked both of you to come. Bozeman was surprisingly understanding, telling you to leave work immediately. When you ask at the front desk, they direct you to Susie's room. You run up 2 flights of stairs, a corridor until you find the right room. Another one. That's what, 5? What? The 2 nurses outside cut themselves off as you push past into the room. Sam is at your daughter's bedside speaking with the doctor. Susie is in a medical gown. Both faces are streaked with tears. What's wrong? What happened? The doctor looks sympathetically towards you. Susie should be fine after some time to rest. However, I'm afraid we were unable to save the baby. And it's the 5th time it happened. Sam hugs Susie as your daughter breaks down into tears. Oh God. So, I think here we have some idea what's going on, guys. This is not a coincidence for sure. I know this is hard to hear right now, but it looks like it could be difficult, if not impossible, for you to conceive. Again, I'm terribly sorry, and if you have any questions at all, I'll be just outside. You poor little girl, you wish there was something you could do. Anything, but there isn't. For now, all you can do is hold her close and protect your daughter as best you can. So she really did want to get pregnant. What? How many years is that? Like 5? A job down. Everything's ready. You and Sam's been trying to watch Bullet Man for years, but you missed it in the cinemas and it never seemed to be in stock when one of you went to pick up the VHS. Now you're just waiting for them to get home so you can start. You hear the front door open. We're ready to go. Get your butt in here. Sam comes in with a vacant stare, ignoring both film and snacks as they sit down next to you. You have to actually nudge them to break their stupor. Sam, what is it? I've just been let go from work. Sam is just staring into space. Apparently there just isn't a need for 2 nursery teachers anymore. Not enough children. So they can't justify the expense. Honey, I'm so sorry. It'll be okay, you'll find another place. No, she won't. If there isn't enough children, there is nothing you can do. No, you don't get it. There just isn't the demand for younger years teachers anymore. Not just here, anywhere. I don't know what I'm going to do, what we are going to do. You pull Sam into a hug. I know things are tough, but we'll think of something. How, Alex? We're barely scraping by as it is, and now... No, we're fine. Sam starts to sob. We're gonna have to sell the house. I can't see any other option. We've got too many debts to pay. If that's what we have to do, fine. It's only the 2 of us living here now anyway. I suppose you're right. Still, I hate the idea of losing this place. Think of everything that's happened here, Alex. Eventually, you start the film, but neither of your hearts are in it, too busy thinking about the future. Still, a house isn't everything. It's the people who make it home. Home is where the heart is, after all. Alright. Again, another year, right? Is it the broadcast? Yes, it is. And we will do it next time. I think this one might be the final one, but I'm not sure. And of course, we're gonna play a couple of DLCs as well after we finish the game. So, ooh, the sterility. This is intriguing. And I hope you enjoyed this episode. A lot has happened. We will see the consequences of all of our decisions. And I hope you have a wonderful day. See you soon. Bye.